Hello friends, happy Sunday, let's chat.
Have some faith with it, you can call the shots. And every Sunday, you can have a coffee talk. Live with no limits, love is all we got. And every Sunday, you should have a coffee talk. Have some faith with it, you can call the shots. And every Sunday, you can have a coffee talk. Live with no limits.
So you may notice something a little different, and that is literally everything in the frame. I landed my first collab, and I'm so excited about it. Today's guest is a man of many talents. Specifically in this scenario, I was on a podcast. Today I'm honored to have Cory Eno!
Hello! Thanks for having me. Well, actually, you're welcome for having me. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here. I'm happy to do this. It's different being on someone else's show.
Yeah.
But I think you coming on mine, it went well.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I'll have the link to that in the description.
Sure.
Along with all of your other information, but...
It's not much. It's not much other. Not many talents, but I appreciate the warm intro. That was fantastic.
Do you want to introduce yourself a bit?
Yeah, so I'm a stand-up comic. I host the Eno Show podcast. Got to be up on iTunes. Also, I produce a number of other podcasts in the studio I built, which costs a crap ton of money. But I appreciate you doing this here. It's as long as we can make it work. But do you like the table?
I do. I kept
like
staring
a
at it.
painting?
Like, I was more fascinated with the glitter.
Yes, lots of glitter. Lots of green glitter in the painting.
I am so about it.
I mean, the painting's cool. I call it the colors they had at AC Moore. So I wanted to do like
deep.
the splatter
Okay,
effect,
yeah.
but then it was gonna get too messy. I didn't do that, but I'm no artist, that's for sure. I'm happy that you were open to doing it here.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't like to leave my house.
What a way to live.
I know. When we talk, what are we talking about? You know, telling people how to live their lives.
Yeah.
Gotta get out more. That's the number one thing.
Yeah?
I would definitely But you know, when you invest a lot of money in something, you
That's
just
true.
you know, you're kind of more like attached to it.
Yeah.
But you were open to do. I would have came to your place.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest it.
Yeah.
'Cause I told you that I had something that looked like yours. I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Starting off on the right foot.
I wasn't
lying to my
technically
face.
lying. I thought I was telling the truth, but then I went around my house and I was like, oh no, there's nothing really that looks like her setup at all. So.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
But
It's
this-
okay.
Yeah, it's a different studio.
So, whole reason you're on the show.
Let's get to that.
What inspires you?
I think failure, and that's not even a joke.
Yeah.
Just 1,000% failing. So if you have like an idea, I think a lot of people are afraid in like today's society to try anything because you grew up with some very conservative parents and they told you go to school. You've been saving money for you to go to school.
Yeah.
So you can get a job and live the same miserable lives we are and support a family, but that's not for everyone. And I think a lot of people have the idea in their head on, something they really want to do. And whether that be like a singer, being a hip hop artist, being a stand-up comedian, like writing sketches, starting a YouTube channel like yourself. If that's something you really want to do and you think it's a good idea in your head, you should do it, and you're going to fail, but you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone thinks that, if it
The
doesn't
end of
work
the world.
out, your world is over. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I did the Eno Show. It started as the PSU podcast. A lot of like small successes, overall a failure, but I was fine. I still had all the same friends I had before I started it. I was financially a little bit in a hole, but I was okay. My family still loved me.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay. You can try to do that thing. If there's anyone who can preach about that, like even more so than I can, I learned a lot from Bucket Hat and Ryan.
Yeah.
His quote, like I said to you, that he told me, he's like, rappers rap. He just did it because that's what he did. And he was great at it. And wherever it took him, that's what his life was going to be. And so I just think, fall in love with failing, because you have to fail. Like I do stand-up comedy, and there's many jokes where there's a cricket. But that's what makes you get better. And you go back, you reword it, you figure out what doesn't work, and you just have to keep trying, and you just can't stop trying. Now, I don't think that's for everybody. If I'm being completely honest, I think there's a small part of the population that should stick to like their day job. Like you're not gonna do what you think you can do. There's some people, but the majority of us, I think there's just like so much more, like there's way more creative people in the world. And I think there's a lot of people not giving things a go because they're just tied down by student debt and they think they need that job, which they probably do. But do it on the side. Don't let your main crap suffer, but I think you have to try.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're going to be 60 if you're lucky to make it to that age. And you're going to be thinking, God dang it, I wish I just tried to do that thing. At least if you try, I think you'll be able to live with yourself. Like if I didn't go up on stage, if I didn't do this, I would, 10 years from, it would just haunt me.
Yeah.
So it's something that you have to do if it's, but some people don't have those, right? Like some people don't have those thoughts or ideas. They just, they're content. They go to college, just get drunk with all their friends, get that office cubicle job, hate it. On the weekends, just, live it up. And that's fine for a lot of people. They're going to have a nice family, a great career, and they're going to grow up to be, their kid's soccer coach, and they're going to love that. But for those people who it's not in their DNA, like me, and who I know a lot of, like, you just got to go out and try to do stuff.
I love the way that you phrase it, like falling in love with failing.
Fall in love with sucking. Get used to it.
Because I always try to push to go through the learning process, and that's exactly what failing is like, it's just a matter of learning, and people take it so personally because like they're like, I'm not good enough, like I shouldn't be doing this, blah blah blah, but really it's just like they need to take what they were doing wrong and put that into play for the next time that they try, like how you were saying, like rewording all the jokes and whatnot, and like figuring out what works for you,
or maybe it's just not gonna work, But I think the main message is you have to try.
Yeah, you never know until you try.
You don't, and then it's just gonna haunt you. Like for the last, I don't know, because I stopped doing the podcast after I left college because I got a good, nice little job, and I was making good money. But there's just a certain part of me that just missed it. And everything about it, just getting. I mean, you almost have to be a salesman to get like guests on the show.
Yeah,
you were very easy. But there's not even still, I know you talked to me about like kind of being shy about like asking people to come on. You'd be so surprised at how many people would love to come on and do something like this. You really would. And you just have to ask. And it comes back to that failure thing. People are also afraid of kind of rejection. Yeah, but if you ask, the worst thing that can happen is they say no. And it's like, all right, screw you. And move on and find the next person. But I think especially with your thing that you're doing here too is, I think you'd be really surprised if you reached out to some of those people, because I know I have those people. Like I bet you they never come on.
Yeah.
But if you ask, you don't know. They could come on. I'm not guaranteeing it. I mean, you'd be surprised. I've been surprised at how many people have been open. Like I've had like D-list celebrities come on. If you're trying to do something, you're gonna find like-minded people who are also trying to do something different. And if you grew up with, like the same group of friends your whole life, I'm not saying kick them out of your life, but once you just like say, I don't give a shit, I'm trying to keep it PG-13. Yeah. But you're allowed to use one F word. And so I'll say this. You have to not give a fuck about what other people think. Like if you think you have a good idea, you need to try it, and you need to just follow that path. And you need to screw your parents, screw your friends that you've grown up with your whole life because they're doing nothing interesting.
In a nice way, like.
Yes, don't be as blunt as I'm doing it. But you need to separate yourself. You need to find like-minded people, and I think the way to do that, like since I started doing stand-up, I'm also finding people who we're all going up on stage and bombing. But every now and then we have a good night and we support each other, and our ideas aren't as crazy because, you know, you're talking to like-minded people. Even with the podcast, it's you gotta find people who are not overly positive. Like, I don't want people giving me false like hope or like feedback. But you gotta find like-minded people. You know, you gotta find people who are willing to even come on a podcast, because so many people got jobs and stuff, so they're afraid to say things. I mean, that's why I needed the contracts. I didn't have you sign it. You did fine. But I have contracts that says anything you say, you know, is going to be put up on the internet, so watch your mouth. And you just be so surprised at how many people can't, like, you know, I get text messages 30 minutes after the show, hey, Cory, you know that part when I said this and this? I'm like, yeah, it was the funniest part of the whole episode. I need that taken down, and it's just a bummer. So, you know, you just need people who aren't afraid to just be like you and are on the same page. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
No, it does, because, like,
I'm not trying to be negative.
No.
But screw some of the people in your life.
No, it makes sense.
Seriously.
Like, you can still have people in your life, but not like associate so much that like they take your dreams down. Like, if that makes any sense. But you can't let other people's opinions of what you're like. I've had plenty of friends that they're like, oh, you're a YouTuber now?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Oh, you're reamping the podcast? Yeah, I am. What about it? I'm just saying, if your friends are those people and you're trying to be a YouTuber or a podcaster, you need to just learn to not live those types of weekends. Don't get sucked into their plans.
Because there's more out there
so much
in the world.
It's so much more fun, too. You're meeting different people.
Exactly.
I had to get out of that life. I wasn't exactly sure what it was I needed to do, but I knew I needed to do something. And so far the podcast is working pretty well. Yeah. So I've been rolling with that. But just to get back, you just got to get away from those people. The people who, there's nothing wrong with them. Don't kick them out of your life. But if they're just content, you know, you just want to surround people that are willing. Like, we're collaborating on this right now. Like, there's not many people that I'm really good friends with, like, that would have like an open mind like yourself to do anything like this. Yeah. And like I said, you know, the more people I meet like you, and I've met many others, and you're gonna, now that you're just starting, you're gonna meet plenty of people who are all kind of in the same area, or you can sort of connect in some way. Right. And there's so much just awesome crap that comes out of meeting new people like that. You can do it, and you're gonna be okay.
What I actually wanted to touch on with the whole like surround yourself with like-minded people is actually something that Ryan said about Tribe one time. Where
you found good family.
It stuck with me where he was saying, this is a lot more on like a spiritual level, where like, he's like, if you find people that are all trying to manifest the same goals, they're giving that goal more power and more energy. So it's more likely.
The wave.
Yeah.
Get on J-Zack. Get on J. No, I'm just kidding. I know what you're saying though.
But it's just like the more likely it will come to life. Like, the more successful it will be, because everyone's working together to make it happen. That really stuck with me. Like, they work so hard all together, and it's like really admirable. And it's like, it reminded me of you being like you and your like stand-up friends. Like,
you gotta find the right people. I think Tribe, you just said about Ryan, perfect example. I mean, that is like a perfect example of like a great, they're all talented. You got like one headliner who's still, you know, I remember they told me like, you know, J-Zack kind of says like when he's blowing up, like, yo, you guys got to pick up the pace. It makes everyone else go harder. They're all in the same lane. They're all, and they're having fun doing it, which is like the most important part out of all of it.
Yes.
So they're working their asses off, but they're having fun doing it. And so that's a perfect example. Tribe is awesome. They are killing it. I'm gonna have them on Tuesday, but they're just they're all on the same page, and so they have fun with it, and they're there to help. And
they all do it because they love it.
Absolutely.
Instead of like going for the money, you know what I mean? Like, they love creating.
Yeah.
Like, they're not trying to be famous. They're trying to like, but like they have the mindset that they are going to be famous, but they do this because they love it. Like, rappers rap.
Like, throwing in a little bit of comedy, the humor, like Fredo and Kid Smid did with the My Balls song. is fantastic.
Yeah.
It shows their art. Like, Smid can play the guitar like an absolute G. And Fredo can sing. He can sing really good.
No,
I
yeah.
started listening to that song like, wow, this is going to be a little weird John Mayer type moment. And then
Yeah.
they brought in that humor, which lets everyone who's watching know that they're having a good time
Right.
doing what they're doing. It's not just strictly about trying to be famous or anything. It's about enjoying the ride and,
Right.
and being creative with their abilities, because they got some pretty unique skills.
Yeah,
And I think
definitely.
I think they all found a really and then, you know, Blizzy's right there with them all the way. I mean, that's motivating them. You know, I don't think want to let him down in
Right.
any way possible. So I have high expectations for Tribe, and I think they're a really good family. And I think, just kind of to get back to the point, you got to surround yourself. You got to curate your own tribe, I guess.
Yeah.
Is like kind of the perfect way to put it. You do, and the only way to do that is to, you know, like, let's say, okay, what do you like to do? Okay, well, I like to play tennis. Well, none of my friends play tennis. Okay, well, then join a
Go
tennis
meet
club.
people, yeah. But
You have to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who enjoy doing the same thing,
right.
same goals.
It's so easy to like doubt it, but like as long as you go for it, like know that you're capable of like whatever it is, and know that you will fail, but it's okay and everything will be okay. Everyone will be
It'll be
there for
fine.
you, including yourself. Like
Yeah.
as long as you learn from it instead of let it discourage you and stop you, that's all that matters. Like failure is
That's-
inevitable.
That's because you're going to fail, so that's why I say, because there's something that you're going to love to do, but you're going to fail at it, and you might hate that. So that might discourage you from but you still love that thing you're trying to do. So that's when I say fall in love with the failure. You have to fall in love with that, because you can't let that, you should be mad when you fail. Like you shouldn't let it eat you up, but
Right.
you need to be able to take that and learn from it and fix it and go back to the drawing board and then
Exactly.
come back out and fail a little bit less and then fail a little bit
Exactly.
less.
Yep.
So you have to fall in love with the failure, because just because you hated sucking when you tried this thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you hate that thing you're trying to
Right.
do. You just hate that you failed, which is a natural human.
Like reaction.
Yeah, reaction is a natural. It's a trait that we all have. Nobody likes to fail. So I'm telling you, you got to rewire your brain and just be totally okay and fall in love with
Yes.
failing. And one of the things, if you do have a demanding 9-to-5 job and you want to pursue something on the side and work at it and water it and let it grow
Yeah, you have to
until
grow
you
into
can
it.
make a living out of it, you need to learn how to get healthy and have the energy. You need to get on iTunes. Contact me. Let me know. I'll help you get on iTunes. I'm going to be Eno Show podcast. Going to be on iTunes. There's also another podcast I'm producing. I'm not allowed to say, but just look
The
out
name's
for that.
inappropriate.
The name is
My father
Fine.
watches this. My boss watches this. Like,
sure. It's a unique name. Long live the bucket.
indeed. Or it says life of the bucket. Never mind. I was gonna be like, Bob. Like,
Oh, can I get one of those? He was awesome. I had the pleasure to have him on my show a few times, seeing him perform live. I
I'll
just
link those
remembered twice now. Life's not fair, but
Right.
he left. It's really cool because he did something. He tried something,
Right.
and now he has. Like, screw your memories, dude. Your memories are going to fade, and they're going to not be. He left like some real stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he's still here through his music.
I appreciate you for coming on to the show today. I appreciate you for tuning in. And with that, stay positive, my friends, and have a wonderful ass day.
And every Sunday you can have a coffee talk. Live with no limits. Love is all we got. And every Sunday you should have a coffee talk.